Welcome everyone to the My School Data Technical Update session for November 2024. With me today is Christy Martin from Macomb ISD and Cheryl Twitchell representing CEPI. I'm going to put the link to the slide deck in the chat and you can access the slide deck along with us. We're not using tiny URLs this year because all of this content is provided on the My School Data website with the professional development toolkit, and we cannot use tiny URLs there because of the ADA compliance. So you have the long link here, but please feel free to join us along the way. All right, we also, with our professional development leadership team, we also have Kathy Miller, who represents Shiawassee RESD. And Kathy is a vital member to our professional learning team and serves on the executive team with us in the planning and preparation for My School Data resources. If you could please click the link here to record your attendance, that will take you to the form, and we like to have a history of everyone that attends so that we know what areas of our state may need additional support or follow up in terms of the technical areas. So today our learning objectives are going to be very similar to what you've seen in the past. Cheryl will cover our recently released reports, new content that's coming soon, and any new developments related to the portal. You will also have a quick review of the My Login for business and the process to assign roles and permissions. We will also anticipate you making connections with the professional learning resources that you can use back at your local ISD region and state level. And then hopefully you're transferring this learning into actionable account administration as technical users. Just a reminder, our statewide leadership team, we do have a new member that just joined us representing Region 3, and that is Laura Otten. She's out of Kent ISD. If you need any additional follow-up, please feel free to reach out to your MAISA region rep in your designated ISD area. So again, today we're going to cover the technical administrators and PD facilitators. That's our audience today. Any of you that are new, we welcome you as My School Data leaders in this journey. The CEPI updates will be covered, and then our statewide leadership team, Christy has some information to share there, and then any feedback. And at the end, as we conclude, we do ask you to fill out our survey so that we can you can provide us with feedback on the relevance of these sessions. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Cheryl.
All right, so good afternoon, everybody. I'm Cheryl Twitchell with CEPI. I'm a senior My School Data analyst, and I'm going to be, like Rhonda said, sharing with you data that's been recently released or coming soon, and some of the stuff that we have in development that will be coming soon. All right, next slide. So a lot of stuff released recently. I'm not going to read through every one of them with you. I think you can see it all. Probably the biggest one that everybody is aware of was on Friday last week. We released the school index, and that report will be in preview for a week. Right now we're planning on making it publicly available sometime during the morning of Monday, November 18th. So stay tuned for that. And this is just continued. There's a list of parent dashboard metrics, several of them that were released as well. Coming soon, we've got some of our accountability data, at-risk student growth, and top 30, bottom 30. As a matter of fact, I didn't have a chance, or I didn't think about updating it this morning, but those three actually went out into preview just within the last day. So they're available in preview and will be public in another week. And we are working on getting the peer data in the parent dashboard updated. So that will be available in a couple of weeks. We have some new stuff that we've been working on for a little while that is very close to being ready for release to the field, meaning you guys and all the My School Data users, entity views, and equity and early on, a legislative dashboard. And we wanted to quickly talk about the staffing count and effectiveness report, putting that out as a pilot for you guys to review. So we'll start with entity views. So right now we do have entity views available on My School Data. This is basically an upgrade to the report. It has been rebuilt in a different platform. So it'll have the same look and feel of what is currently there, but behind the scenes and how we build it and how we update it will make life a lot easier for us here at CEPI. And the report and everything is going to load a lot faster, and there's actually going to be quite a bit more fun, data available in it. So as it says, faster, new design, and easy to view various sets of data. So what you see here looks the same, but we've added some different features. So I think if you go to the next slide, yeah, I guess you don't see it yet. And that's probably because I didn't have the view in the Power BI platform. But like where you see the little table right there, Rhonda, that you're hovering below, right below that on the screen, you're going to see some different tabs, and they're going to be broken out by subject area. So you're going to see student data, assessment data, staffing data, financial data. And so if you click on one of those tabs, all the data charts and graphs then will be focused on the area that you click on. So instead of having one long drawn out page of several different metrics, they're going to all be focused into one subject area or area of focus. So we're kind of excited about that. And the next slide, this is coming soon. This is the equity and early on report. This is specifically for oh gosh, I don't even know the age range, but this is early childhood, and it provides statewide and ISD data for children with an individualized family service plan. You're, like it says, you're going to see data at the statewide and ISD level only. And I did go ahead and include screenshots of like the trend view. You're going to be able to view it just like you would with any other report, whether it's snapshot or trend view, and you can look at count and percent. And then with each one of the selections that you pick, you will then see a data table that includes all the data that is visible in the charts as well. So it's based on 8 of the individual it includes 8 of those individuals with disability, Part C state performance annual performance indicators with their sub indicators. So it's kind of a cool thing. We're very close to getting this done. We've gone through UAT. It's being reviewed by our MDE counterparts right now. And once they give the sign off on this, it'll be available in preview for everybody to see. And next slide. This is an example of the about this report, the overview section. So it explains what the report is, and when it's updated, and that kind of stuff. So it does include infants and toddlers from birth to age 3 with developmental delays or conditions that could lead to such a delay. So good information that will be available.
And I'm sorry, Cheryl, that I put the answer in the chat. I didn't realize you were using it as a learning opportunity, birth to 3. So thank
It's
you.
okay. Well, off the top of my head, I couldn't remember because this is not one of the reports that's my area of expertise. But I've been helping review it and doing some of the UAT, so I should know better.
But
But
it was perfect that it's in about this report. So awesome.
okay, and then this is an example of about the data. This is a good area to find. So there's the 8 indicators and the sub indicators. And so in this section, we include each of those indicators and then what those indicators actually are telling you, or like the definition of them, so that you have a clear understanding of what you're actually seeing when you're viewing the report. All right, also coming soon is our legislative dashboard. We call it that now. That's not going to be the final name of it, but we just haven't figured out exactly what to call it yet. This dashboard is specifically for users to view information about post-secondary data for the legislative districts. So if you're interested in looking at data by legislative district, this is the place that you're going to come and find data. And right now it's actually post-secondary, but it's K-12 and post-secondary. But it's all grouped by legislative districts. So that's what this dashboard's really going to be about. And this is an example of what it looks like when you come to the report page, the landing page. This is what it looks like. So when you're in My School Data, if you click on one of those legislative districts, if it says like Michigan House 1, it will highlight it on the map on your left. And then you've got the report settings right on the screen where you can filter by school district, or you can click within the chart and then click that gray bar to select a district and then view what you want to see. And I think we've got, is there one more slide that gives an example? Okay, so this is an example of what you're going to see. So there's 2 tabs. You can view the K-12 metrics, or you can view the post-secondary metrics. And this is just simply a data table containing different metrics that we thought would be useful overall to view for each of those districts by the legislative district. So we include enrollment, graduation rate, stuff for economically disadvantaged, pupil-teacher ratio, financial information, such as foundation allowance, expenditures, and fund balance. So that information will be there for both. Well, that's the K-12 metrics. And then if you look at post-secondary metrics, then you're going to see things like the post-secondary enrollment and things that are going to metrics that are specifically for those post-secondary students. All right. Oh, there we go. So total graduating students from the school district, undergraduate college enrollment, in-state, out-of-state graduation rates, remedial coursework participation, students enrolling or earning the 24 credits in the 12 months, that kind of thing. So that you're going to see that information. And then, yeah, so it's different depending on whether you pick the K-12 or the post-secondary metrics. But we're excited about this. And again, just like all of our other newer reports, we've got all of the report settings right on the screen. So you see several different drop downs where you can select your school district, whether you want to view it by college type, whether it's a 2-year or a 4-year, or if you want to view count or percent, and then all of the different metrics. So you can kind of dictate how many of those columns that you want to see on the screen at a time, depending on what you're interested in. And then wanted to touch on the staffing count and effectiveness report. We've been talking about this over the last year. It's been in development for quite some time. It's taken us a while to get to the point where we're pretty close to wanting to put something out there for you guys to look at. This is our first stab at trying to combine multiple reports from my school data into a single report that would show you meaningful information. And so this report is a combination of the current staffing count report and the educator effectiveness report, which you see in the navigation menu. And those reports will actually stay in the navigation menu. They're not going away. But what we're doing is adding the staffing count and effectiveness as a pilot that people can view and use and play around with. And we've got, or we will have, if we don't already, have a feedback system in place where you guys can let us know what you think of it, if there's improvements that could be made, or what you'd like to see. We really do want your we really do want you to use it. We really do want you to provide some feedback and let us know what you think. So we're kind of excited about this finally getting to the point where you guys can get your eyes on it. And then just a reminder about the report catalog. I think a lot of people know about it, but we're going to keep talking about it because we think it's a very useful tool. It's a downloadable PDF that's available on my school data. If you are in the if you go into the navigation menu, it's in the support and in the support navigation at the very top of the page. And once you expand that menu, it's the last item in the drop down for report catalog. And it includes every single report and education focus area, like what we call our data stories, and all of the downloadable files available on my school data, and gives you like a brief description of what they are, the kind of demographics that are available in each one of those, the years that are available, whether it's a public or secure report. It'll give you a screenshot of what you would expect to see if you look at the report. Just a really good tool if you're not sure what you're looking at to look at this and make it your Bible for what's going on in my school data. Okay. This is a reminder about the school services and offerings. Coming November 29th at the end of this month will be our first chance to have updates in the EEM for what we see in the parent dashboard school services and offerings report. So if you have updates that you want made for your schools, you need to make sure you have those submitted no later than the end of the business day on Friday, November 29th in the EEM Points of Pride collection. And we've got a couple of screens following this. So for those of you, if you're not familiar, you would go to the Educational Entity Master. And we've got a link on the page for you. If you click on it, it'll take you there. And then log in. And then after you log in, if you want to go to the next page, Rhonda, the screenshot on the left will show you where you, I'm sorry, you'll log in, you get to the EEM, and then, oh gosh, where is it? Is it under, there should be a tab, shouldn't there, across the top that says Points of Pride? Christy, maybe you can help me on this one.
Actually, we have to go into an entity and edit it. And then we can see the Points of Pride. And for those of you that would like to hang out after our presentation, I will be going live into the EEM, Education Entity Master for Points of Pride.
Okay, and actually, I think our next slide shows where you've already selected an entity. Yep, so you go into your list of entities, select one, and then after you select that, then what's highlighted there, that last tab across the top is Points of Pride, and that's where you can add and remove selections for each of those entities and save it. So you'll want to do that. And then once you get those saved, then we will take a snapshot of that data so that it can be loaded into my SchoolData and then made visible in the school services and offerings collection. And this is just once you click on Points of Pride, this is what the screen looks like. And these are all the different selections that you can make within that. And again, then you can see in the parent dashboard, school services and offerings. And this is where it's available within the parent dashboard.
Cheryl, after they update, how long does it take before it's refreshed in the system?
Oh, it takes a hot minute. It takes, by the time they do the snapshot in December, we expect to see it updated sometime like in mid-January, mid to late January. So it does. It takes a good 6 to 8 weeks usually to get that uploaded into my SchoolData. And I think that's it for me. If you guys have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Great. Thank you very much, Cheryl.
Yeah.
I am next. I'm on the special topic for managed users. And Seppi and Red Cedar have been working very hard on the managed users, and I wanted to list the successes and challenges that we have so that you know what all has been corrected, things that you may have heard from your customers, as well as things you may have experienced for yourself. So there's been a tremendous amount of work. All the items are listed here. Where we had a speed problem in the beginning, and that was corrected, was a setting, and we're so happy that was corrected well before school started. User roles, the fully configurable roles are able to be used now. Those are all set. The timeout or Ajax error that you get the spin of death, we no longer have the spin of death. It comes right back up, and we're able to do the searches as we would have expected to do. That was an intermittent problem, so thank you all for those that reported an issue. Duplicate users on the display, the user themselves did not see that, but those of us that manage users saw it, and that's gone. That was something that was corrected also. And then multiple roles. Again, that was one of those that if the planets were aligned a certain way and the sky was kind of blue, you might see that. So it is not something that would show up all the time. Very rare sighting. So those are the successes that we've had and things that have been cleared up. So we will not be experiencing those. Hallelujah. And on the next page are some of the challenges that we still have. Again, there's that intermittent pink. I do have one that says a page isn't working right now. When I click the OK, it just comes right back to me and I'm in good shape. So if you do see that, just take a little breath and click the OK, and it'll refresh and it will continue again. The filters are being worked on. They are working partially, but they're not working completely. So if a district one-word name's entered or somebody's last name, it comes up faster than I can snap. But if you're looking for using the filters, sometimes the information, you really have to look at it to see whether it's reliable. I've been successful in getting district lists, and those come up perfectly well. And I should have put that on the success side because that was something that was corrected. The download file, there's a file that's downloading, but it doesn't always include all of the information that you've requested. So, and that's just in the managed users. Everywhere else on the site, that download file is working perfectly. So I did want to let you know. Please continue to let us know if you're experiencing any issues, even these intermittent pesky ones, and we're happy to track those down because we need to hear from you. You're the ones that would be experiencing it, letting us know so that it can be corrected. So, and thank you, Rhonda, for putting my email in the chat. Welcome we have a new technical contact, and from some of the districts, every ISD has a technical contact as well as an overall my SchoolData contact. We do update these contacts on a monthly basis, and sometimes if it's urgent, we can also put that update on earlier than that, but we typically stay to a month, corresponding with the General Education Leadership Network meetings, or from folks like you that are on this particular technical call that let us know that there's been a changing of the guard in a particular ISD. So the next step after we learn that some of the personnel has changed is we would go through and need their account request form. Then we can set the roles and permissions. Part of the issue is that folks need to make sure their email is updated in the My Login for Business system. So we do need their help with that. It's pretty quick to do, but it is something that is needed so they can verify their accounts. Our user account maintenance is an ISD technical administrator responsibility. For those that have some challenges, I had one person this morning, technical contact, and they didn't have preview rights. It was very odd. I hadn't seen that before, but very quickly went in, made that update, and they were good to go. So I am available to assist districts and ISDs across the state. And Cheryl, my partner, helps me when there are things that I need to go to like tier 3 support. Then I'll call Cheryl and go, hi, I've tried everything. So thank you, Cheryl. This is just a reminder about the forms. They are 4 pages, and encourage your users requesting access to fill in that My Login ID. You will be so happy you did. You need to keep these forms at your ISD in the event that we pull an audit or you need to look back at them. I needed to do that for a superintendent earlier this year. Someone that had changed positions within a district and then was now the superintendent. And I really didn't want him to ask him to fill out a form and stuff. So anyway, I found what he had before and we're able to use that and do his update. Any questions on this portion? Great, thank you. We do have the 2024 account holder survey, and it gave us quite a bit of information. We had 917 responses, and we had 3,800 secure users total. So that is a very good showing when you send out a survey. Hopefully, we're gonna break that record this next year because it is an annual survey. Our November 2024 talking points provide the survey outcomes, and you'll see what people said and what we're doing about it. And we do plan to keep that communication going, so we make sure to meet needs. The My School Data portal is for everyone, for all the public, our community, as well as our important teachers, parents, families, students, etc. Our time frame will be from November 11th to December 3rd, that if folks indicated to be contacted, they'll receive a survey, again, asking a couple additional questions so that we can make sure that the appropriate person responds to them, because we're sharing that task and make sure that people are handled and that they're reached out to. Several of the items that are part of the talking points, folks were saying they're not aware of the resources available, and we provided the information on where to find those. We are redoing or reorganizing our help and support site, just like we have some of the reports. We're putting everything on one page where it makes it a little bit easier to see what you've selected, so that folks are aware, and also pulling everything we have public so that any person that would like to learn more about My School Data can do so. Sometimes too much information available that it's confusing, and that's where our search bar comes in, as well as some of our quick start guides, because it will help people focus. And again, those are available publicly, and there's links right from the slide deck into those. Some information that we want isn't included in My School Data. And the information in My School Data is information that the districts and colleges submit that is required legislatively. So some of the other data sets may not be required, or they may be optional. So please bring those to our attention, though, if you do have one that is part of your interest. Data and reports seem different than other data in other systems. The data in My School Data Oh my goodness. It goes through a cleansing process like you've never seen. It goes through from CEPI, and the folks that are hard at work looking at the data, making sure that it's as accurate as it can be, and even verifying previous data sets and what was submitted to what was submitted this year. So our report calendar does show when those data sets become available. And honestly, CEPI is beating those timelines time and time again. So as a guide though, the report catalog and the reports calendar are really good resources. Accountability best practices also will assist districts and staff members to seeing the different pieces of accountability. And that's more raw data. So sometimes the data that they're seeing in the BAA secure site is raw data. It's what's coming in as students take the assessments and isn't yet part of that cleansing and data quality process. And last but not least, people want to be able to compare data. And we have two great special features of My School Data. We have the compare tool, as well as the new report builder, which has been loaded with 23-24 school year data. So that is a recent development. So that's all there, and is able to compare at a click of a button. Rhonda?
All right, I will wrap it up with our professional learning resources and outreach and communication. First of all, Christy mentioned about our professional learning resources. This is just a quick step to navigate to the professional learning resources. We are looking at some updates, and basically that is a result of survey feedback. So we talk about our site being in the spirit of continuous improvement. We will, however, announce when that happens. But in the meantime, this is how you can navigate the site. We also have different courses available. Our EduPass courses are being updated to the new platform, what I want to say, the version-wise, so that there's no breaks in the course offerings and access. And those particular courses, you can earn up to 4 sketchies depending on what you choose. So registration is there, and also the link to the PD toolkit. Secondly, new information regarding our school accountability reports and resources. The annual education report, those dates have not been released yet. However, we will be providing an updated slide deck, quick start guide, and then we also provide you with the link to the Michigan Department of Education, all of the announcements and information that they share with us. Secondly is the school index. Cheryl talked about that at the beginning, the preview and the release dates to the public. Again, I don't have the links in here yet. Our hardworking statewide leadership team work group, consisting of Kristen Day, Kathy Miller, Dan Way, Lisa Zettel, are working on those resources. And they will also be, these links will also be available when you go into the My School Data PD Toolkit area. So keep an eye out for those coming soon and within any time. Our remaining technical updates will launch in 2025, starting January 15th, and then we will have also sessions in March and May to conclude the school year. Registration links are there, and we highly recommend you come in. These sessions are recorded, and once they are recorded, they are then put through the YouTube process for closed captioning, and then we post those out on the website for those that are unable to attend the live session like today. So be looking for that. Our talking points were released earlier this week. You should have received a copy. Christy mentioned our highlight this month was on our survey, and we do take that information very near and dear, because you are our stakeholders that are using the site, and we want to make sure that we're providing you the best resources and access possible. So look for more updates as they develop this month or in the next coming months. Quick start guides, just a quick listing here. Feel free to access those. and our upcoming training presentations and conferences. We've been all over the place the month of November, actually the end of October and the full month of November. Our next presentation is scheduled for the Continuous Improvement Conference, and we will have Cheryl and Casey from SEPI, along with Kathy Miller and I presenting to the school improvement facilitators. So looking forward to that. And then December will tone down a little bit with just the General Education Leadership Network, which is more of a bulletin board access for them. What questions might you have? I know we're running a little over here. All right, just a reminder to put your attendance in our attendance form. And then if you need any further information, here is the contact log. And we ask for your feedback from today's session just by clicking that. It's a quick 3-4 questions, and it provides us with feedback to if you need additional content or topics, we're willing to share those with you in these quick 30-minute sessions. We thank you for attending today. And again, if you have any questions or you have some challenges with those user logins, please email Christy and she will follow up.
Thank you all for joining us today. If there are those that would like to see the EEM, we'll stop recording here and I'll show you the Education Entity Master.